Ever play a BioWare game and then play the same mission over and over and over again and do it differently every time to see how it plays out? It's kind of like that. Source code. Now in source code, the government has the technology to send a person's consciousness back through time into another person's body for the last 8 minutes of that other person's life before they die. So it turns out the movie takes place on the train from Unbreakable, and a bomb has gone off and killed everyone in it. Jake Gyllenhaal needs to find the bomber so he can avert the immediate next disaster. And now we have source code. And so he's gonna live these 8 minutes and do it over and over and over again until he succeeds. It's ultimately trial and error. And anyone who's played old school games knows trial and error and the frustration. Yeah, you can't change the past in this movie. You can only see shit and, you know, help the future. Don't worry, that shit's in the trailer. Don't kill me. Now, first of all, the acting in source code was really good. Gyllenhaal was really good, and I think he needed this movie. People needed to remember that he's more than, you know, forgettable. And the chick from Gone Baby Gone's in it. She's really good, as is the hot chick from The Departed. Yeah, you got your hot chicks in this movie. Yeah, and the guy who played Colin Powell in W, he's in the movie. He's a bit of a prick doctor. All doctors are, aren't they? Now, I was really surprised that I really liked source code. And what fascinated me is the prospect that I can watch the same 8 minutes loop over and over and over again for an hour and a half and be entertained. Well, yeah, it's more than 8 minutes. In between missions, he talks with the people, tells them what he saw, and then he goes back. Here's the best way I can describe source code. If Groundhog Day in 24 had a kid that took place in an 8-minute loop, source code. Now, anything that deals with time or looking back on time or glimpsing on time, living a shadow of time, you run into some loopholes. And to my surprise, this movie didn't have a lot. You think it does, and then by the end of the movie, if you've listened to everything everyone's saying, it wraps it up pretty well. Not saying I don't have those couple issues where I'm like, wait a minute, if that's true, then how's that true? But still, it doesn't take away from the movie. The movie's still good. How good? Well, when I got home from watching source code, I looked back on all the reviews that I did and the movies I reviewed, and I gotta say, of 2011, this is the best movie so far. It was gonna get the I would buy it even on Blu-ray rating, but the fact remains, and I shit you guys not, source code almost made me cry. I swear to you, by the end of the movie, yeah, it's rough. So I gotta give source code the Awesometacular. It was good. You might have your issues with the movie. You might not like the fact that it ultimately is the same 8-minute loop played a little differently every time, but you can't hate source code. The acting was good. The intrigue was great. The movie keeps you guessing, and I wasn't able to guess the movie. That's always a plus. So go check out source code of 2011 right now. It's the best movie out. But if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.